Darius thought it would be a very good idea to choose 120 governors who would rule his kingdom. He chose 3 men as supervisors over the governors, and Daniel was one of these supervisors. The supervisors were to ensure that the governors did not try to cheat the king. Daniel showed that he could do the work better than the other supervisors and governors, so the king planned to put Daniel in charge of the whole kingdom. Because of this, the other supervisors and governors tried to find reasons to accuse Daniel about his work in the government, but they could not find anything wrong with him or any reason to accuse him. Finally, because he was so trustworthy and not lazy or dishonest, these men said, "We will never find any reason to accuse Daniel unless it is about the law of his God." So the supervisors and the governments went to the group, and the king said, "King Darius, live forever." The supervisors, assistant supervisors, governors, and people who advise you, and the captains of the soldiers have all agreed that the next 30 days no one should pray to any god or human except you, O king. Anyone who doesn't obey will be thrown into the lion's den. Now, O king, make the law and sign your name so that it cannot be changed, because then it will be the law of Medes and the Persians and cannot be cancelled. So King Darius signed the law. Even though Daniel knew that this new law had been written, he went to pray in an upstairs room in his house, which had windows that opened towards Jerusalem. 3 times each day Daniel would kneel down and pray and thank God, just as he had always done. Then those men went as a group and found Daniel praying and asking God for help. So they went to the king and talked to him about the law he had made. They said, "Didn't you sign a law that said no man may pray to any god or human except you, O king? Doesn't it say that anyone who disobeys in the next 30 days will be thrown into the lion's den?" The king answered, "Yes, that is the law, and the laws of Medes and the Persians cannot be cancelled." Then they said to the king, "Daniel, one of the captives of Judah, is not paying attention to you, O king, or to the law you signed. Daniel still prays to his God 3 times every day." The king became very upset when he heard this. He wanted to save Daniel, and he worked hard until sunset trying to think of every way he could save him. Then those men went as a group to the king. They said, "Remember, O king, the law of Medes and the Persians says that no law or command given by the king can be changed." So Darius gave the order, and Daniel was brought in and thrown into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel, "May the gods serve you all the time and save you." A big stone was brought and placed over the opening of the lion's den. Then the king used his signet ring and the rings of his royal officers to put special seals on the rock. This ensured that no one could move the rock and bring Daniel out. Then King Darius went back to his palace. He did not eat that night. He did not have any entertainment brought to him, and he could not sleep. The next morning King Darius got up at dawn and hurried to the lion's den. As he came near the den, he was worried. He called out to Daniel, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God that has always worshipped and been able to save you from the lions?" Daniel answered, "O king, live forever. My God has sent his angels to close the lions' mouths. They have not hurt me because my God knows I am innocent. They never did anything to wrong you, king." King Darius was very happy and told his servants to lift Daniel out of the lion's den. So they lifted him out and did not find any injury on him, because Daniel had trusted in his God. Then the king commanded that the men who had accused Daniel be brought to the lion's den. Then their wives and their children would be thrown into the den. The lions grabbed them before they hit the floor and crushed their bones. Then Darius wrote a letter to all the people and all the nations, to those who spoke every language of the world. I wish you great peace and wealth. I am making a new law for people in every part of my kingdom. All of you must fear and respect the God of Daniel. Daniel's God is the living God. He lives forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed, and his rule will never end. God rescues and saves people, and does mighty miracles. In heaven and on earth, he is the one who saved Daniel from the power of the lions. So Daniel was successful during the time Darius was king, and then Cyrus the Persian was king.